I'm in that period where most traders end up quitting, and I can't sit here and act like I haven't had those thoughts. But welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is the first time that you've been here, for all the new people, welcome first and foremost. And secondly, I want to say thank you so much for the support that we've been getting on this channel. The channel has been going crazy. Same on the Instagram. If you haven't followed me on Instagram, make sure you follow me on the Instagram. It probably popped up down here or it's down in the description. This is the video where I want to get real with you. I'm gonna save the real conversation for the end of the video, so make sure you stick for that. What I have planned for this video is go ahead and show you guys how I go into planning out my trades for the week and how I go to forming a game plan during the weekend for the week coming up. As I said, I'm not trying to be a mentor, a teacher, or anything like that. I am just documenting my trading journey. Maybe in the future when I'm a few years down the line and I have the expertise and trading mastered, but as of right now, I am just enjoying the journey. I am being patient with it, and I am going to just keep making content that I like doing, which I just like doing. At the end of the day, I'm just here having fun, learning how to trade. This is a very valuable skill that I am working so hard to learn, and the job's not done. It's not finished at all. I'm going to keep going. God willing, everything goes out the way I plan it to. Everything has been going well. I'm gonna save that for the end, but like I said, I'm gonna go into my chart and I'm going to plan out this upcoming week for you guys. This is being recorded on the 22nd, so it's gonna be the week after that. Either way, well, let's get into the charts, and then I'll save everything that I have to say towards the end of the video. The first thing that I always do is check the economic calendar. I need to make sure that I know what's gonna be happening in this upcoming week before I even plan out anything. And the one that I use is the one on Forex Factory. So as you guys can see here, the link is already at the top. It looks like Monday's gonna be pretty slow, so I'm probably just gonna watch it just to see what ends up happening. If it ends up moving down, I'm going to play the weekly expansion going up because of the power of 3, and vice versa the other way around. Monday's probably gonna be pretty slow. Tuesday looks like we have some news at 8:30, 9, and 10. Probably gonna be looking mostly at the CB consumer confidence coming out at 10. Apart from that, I'm definitely gonna be trading on Tuesday. Wednesday, we got FOMC member Water speaks at 6 p.m. in the afternoon, so there's no news on Wednesday. I'll definitely be done by 6 p.m. I'm not gonna be too worried about that. Thursday is a little bit packed when it comes to news, so we gotta see how that goes. I just have to really pay attention to how the morning is moving. I'm definitely gonna be watching the charts on Thursday. It's just a matter of if anything sets up before or after most of these news events. As of right now, Thursday's looking like the day with the most volatility. On Friday, Jerome Powell speaks, which is on these days is always extremely volatile. We have news at 8:30 as well with the core PCE price index month to month. If I don't find a setup early, and I mean very early Friday, I'm probably gonna just close out whatever position I do have if I do find one by that time, and then just be done, because I do not want to be trading while Powell is talking because it's just extremely volatile. I honestly do not have enough track record and experience while trading when Powell speaks, so I'm going to probably use it as a day to just chart and pay attention to how the chart moves before, during, and after the event. I recommend you guys start journaling your trades. I haven't journaled the one that I took from today, but I'm definitely going to journal it after I finish recording this video. Apart from that, pretty much done with the economic calendar. Let's head back to the charts. And as you can see, this is what it looks like right now. What I'm going to do is just clear it up so that we can start fresh, because it's a completely new week. Let's just see how it ends up going. All right, now we're clear. For all the new people, pay attention and take notes, because this is what you want to do every week before you start trading, because you can't go into trading without having a game plan. In every sport, there's always some type of game plan, and there's always preparation happening, and there's a lot of film being watched. So don't think that with trading you could just get in and not have a game plan. That's something that I used to not pay too much attention to while I was first trading, and I haven't been trading for that long. I've only been trading live for 3 months. So yeah, you want to come into this with a game plan. So we're going to start with the top-down analysis. We start on the monthly chart, and as we can see here, this monthly chart, it is extremely bearish. So what I'm going to do is, so what do we see? What are the PD arrays that we end up seeing right here? The first thing that sticks out to me, honestly, is this fair value gap right here. It is a very small one and was already touched before, but as you can see, it looks like we're flipping with this candle, unless we just have a crazy week next week and just start going up. But I always like to label mine. This is a buy side imbalance on the monthly, so a BISI. Label it like that. Let me just fix this here so I could have the, okay, now that I have it labeled, that is how I am going to go about it. We have this swing low and this swing high, which is the dealing range that we're in on the monthly. As of right now, we are in the premium still, so we should be looking for shorts according to the monthly sell side liquidity. We've already taken the buy side liquidity from this past month, so we should be on the downside from there. And then obviously our next target after that would end up being something like the sell side liquidity that is down down here. We also have a huge imbalance down here. I don't want to have too many things on my chart. Map it out like this, the buy side imbalance that we have over here, and just mark it as the monthly as well. And there we go. That is basically it. We are in this range right now, kind of consolidating on the monthly. The monthly is not showing too much stuff. We have buy side up here and buy side with this candle from the past from January, but since I do see this candle flipping as of right now, and since I don't see it going any higher, I'm just gonna focus on that. And yeah, I think I'm pretty much done. I like to focus on the highs and lows of candles and the imbalances, because that is where liquidity is sitting and where these markets like to draw to. I'm pretty much done on the monthly. Now let's head into the weekly. The weekly is a little bit more defined, as you can see. We're clearly on a downtrend right now, which doesn't mean that we can't come up a bit more and then go down. If we do come up, we do have this right here, which is a buy side imbalance. It's a small one, but it's still there, which could end up becoming a inverse fair value gap. We could see the next week start coming up and then trying to test that, but we have to see how the next week ends up playing out, honestly, before. I honestly think we're gonna end up coming down for these lows, but as you can see, there's a previous candle low right here where liquidity is sitting. I like to mark it out like that. And then there's this one down here as well from a previous week as well from the week before. Obviously buy side is up here, but not too worried about buy side at the moment. There's obviously some inverse fair value gaps that could end up being used later on. I don't see any fair value gaps that have been respected in any way, which could lead to inversion. So as of right now, this is what my levels are looking like on the weekly. Honestly, there's a weekly buy side up here, and then monthly buy side, I'm guessing it's there. We have monthly buy side up here from this past month. As you can see, the range that we're in right now for the weekly is this range right here, so we're technically in a discount. That's what I'm saying. It's a bit confusing, so I have to work a bit more on my ranges as of right now, but I think this is the correct range, if I'm not being mistaken. On the weekly, we are in discount, so we would expect to go higher, but that just has to do with the dollar and everything else. So make sure that you do this exact thing that I'm doing right now and showing you on the dollar. I really do think that next week will end up coming up a bit. I don't know if we'll come up all the way to the inverse fair value gap that's there, but I do believe we'll go up a bit, making this a fair value gap for the future, and then taking out this south side, and then maybe down to this level, and we'll just have to see how it goes from there. What I'm working on right now is, as you can see from this previous week, if I would have positioned myself anywhere inside of this wick and then just rode the expansion on the way down, or at least, since I'm a day trader, catch a piece of the expansion on the way down, that would lead to instant profitability. I don't know about instant, but that would lead to consistent profitability. So that's what I'm working on, is just placing myself inside a wick and then riding the expansion. So I think honestly we're gonna move up, forming a wick, and then start coming back down and taking out this monthly sell side. But let's just see how it plays out. If I called it, I called it. I'm not gonna sit here and try to call things, but either way, now I move on into the daily. I believe that we are definitely gonna come down to this, because there are equal lows down here where there's a lot of sell side liquidity sitting. So like I said, I'm expecting next week to start going up a bit and then just start going down to take out this sell side. We have these lows as well, like I said, from the weekly from the week prior, but I am honestly expecting to get all the way down to this low and then into that fair value gap on the monthly as well. Apart from that, fair value gaps, I don't see any in this range at all. There's this over here, which was respected before, and then we go through it and didn't respect it on the way down, so I'm not gonna end up marking it. This fair value gap seems to be respected in a way, but it did close above it, as you guys can see right here. This is a sell side, so Sibi, as you guys can see, it did close above it a bit, wicked up because of news, and then started coming all the way down. And there's something important that I'm going to talk about actually in the next video after this that had to do with this wick, which if I would have figured out, would have made so much money, but I didn't, because it is something that is fairly new to me. So I'm not going to be mad at it. I'm just going to keep working at it. But as you can see, I honestly believe we're going to come down into these lows and into this monthly fair value gap to take those out. But that is basically what I do. I do get into the 4 hour a bit more, and if you really want to dissect it, you could look at it that way. Like, we have this fair value gap, which could be something that we come up to try to fill. If we don't come all the way up to this inverse fair value gap, let's just see how that goes. But I do think we're gonna end up coming up for this week, filling in this 4 hour fair value gap, as you guys can see right here. And then there's also another one up here which was respected, and it's inside the monthly inverse, so like I said, could also come back back up here and then start going down so that we could get into a discount of whatever this range is. Also, something that I've been working on is being able to react on price. Sometimes I come into the market with a certain bias and then I don't react to price. Like, price will be telling me you're completely wrong, but I'll stick to my bias. And let's say, for example, it's going to be an update and I already have a bias of a sell. I'll end up losing my trade and not going for a long at all because I just got my bias incorrect. So that's something that I've been working on, just coming into the lower time frames. And lower time frames, I mean anything that's lower than the daily, monthly, and weekly, because I honestly get inside and even dissect it more. For example, I'm gonna leave this blank, but let's say this is the range. It would make sense for price to come up into this discount and then drop off, because it would be a discount for shorts. Right now we would be in a premium for shorts, so we wouldn't want to take shorts, we want to take longs. So we would take longs until we get up to this fair value gap and then start looking for a smart money reversal inside this fair value gap, telling us that we're gonna go short. Like I said, that's probably what I'm gonna be looking for on this upcoming week, but that is basically it. That's all that I'm gonna mark out. I'm not gonna mark out anything else. Like I said, I do go into the 1 hour and dissect it even more, but that is what I'm gonna stay with as of right now. If you guys want to screenshot this, feel free to. This is my analysis for this upcoming week. Like I said, I'm expecting price to end up drawing higher, getting into a discount for shorts, and then going down and running out these lows. Could also just run out these lows since there's a fairly equal lows right here, and then maybe start going up for internal range liquidity. Let's just see how it plays out. I need to be more reactive and just work on just being reactive, because I will have a bias and not listen to the charts, not listen to what price is actually telling me. And that's just something that I have to work on, apart from other things that I'm going to talk about now, actually. So let's talk about what I was going to talk to you guys about. And I'm being real when I say this, and it's not easy saying this in a video, because who really wants to talk about it? But I really want to be raw and genuine when it comes to trading. At least with this account, I am in drawdown. I am not doing good. I am in that period where most traders end up quitting, and I can't sit here and act like I haven't had those thoughts, but that is really not an option for me. I'm not going to quit. I'm going to master this. That is my mindset. I've been working on my mindset for so long, and I'm not gonna let this crack me. Hey, yo, pause. Yeah, I started out hot, especially with this account. Got up to 10% pretty quickly, and then just hit a boom and bust cycle where I was just winning trades, losing trades, winning, losing, winning, losing, winning, losing, and then now I am basically in 10% drawdown. The whole point of this account is to learn how to trade live. I believe that the trading that I was doing on my demo account was just, I don't want to say luck, because honestly, I was doing a lot of work in terms of just trying to learn, but I'm learning so much more now, and I've been working on just staying on top of my priorities in terms of my trading plan, and really taking this a lot more seriously than the average person would, because that is the only way that I'm gonna make it. And I'm gonna love looking back on these videos in a couple years and be like, damn, that's exactly what I needed to do, and I did it. I know it's possible. I can just imagine 10% on a $100,000 account. That's very possible, and I did that in a week, so I know what I can do, for example, in a month. If I just stay on top of my rules and stay consistent. This is really the hardest part about being a trader, is when you get into these type of slumps. That is where the 90% of traders who are unsuccessful end up quitting. And like I said, I've only been trading seriously for about 5 months, and that was basically 3 months of me just learning and trading demo, where I was consistently profitable in demo, but I was using a different strategy than I am now. And I don't want to say that, you know, if it was working, why would I change it? But the way that I'm trading now is just, I'm just developing. I don't know if that makes so much, it probably doesn't even make sense, honestly. I don't know how to really explain it, but all this failure is teaching me so much. I am journaling so much. I don't know if you can even see this, but I'm developing a lot more now that I'm losing than when I was winning. And that is difficult to hear, but I'm being real. I don't really care about what anybody has to say. I know who I am as a person. It's not like I'm broke or anything like that, or that I'm struggling or anything, but that is a part of the journey. That's the part of trading. But like I said, I went off to a hot start just with how much I've been developing recently. I know that I'm on the right track. I like how I'm taking this a lot more seriously, and how I'm calling price. And the only thing that I'm really struggling with is getting stopped out before the move actually happens. So what I think is happening is I'm just either placing my stop loss too tight, or I'm just getting in on the move too early. My zones, my targets are all being hit, all of them. I think I had one trade this week where my bias was incorrect, but apart from that, the week before that and the week before that, I've been spot on my bias, on my targets, to the T, to where it's gonna go. And I'm, like I said, I'm not trying to catch the whole move. I just want a piece of it. That is what makes a consistent trader. I don't want to catch the top and catch the bottom. It would obviously be ideal if I could, but I just have to be realistic. If I could catch a piece of the pie, make my money, and then get out, hey, I'd rather hit it and quit it, you know? There's no point at just staying in the charts too long, especially when it comes to Forex. And I've honestly been thinking about getting into futures as well. As of right now, what I'm focusing on is making as many mistakes as possible, because I know that once I finish making these mistakes and learn from them, that I'm gonna come out on top. There's just no other way around it. I know what type of person I am, and I know that I have the discipline because I'm very disciplined outside of my trading. I know that once I learn what I have to learn, even if it has to be done in a harsh way, I will succeed. I'm going to master this. I'm looking you dead in your eye, and if you're going through the same part of your journey where you know what you're doing in terms of trading, but you're just making little tiny mistakes and you keep on losing and losing and losing and losing, and you feel like giving up, trust me, do not give up. This is your sign to not give up. And I don't want to sound like a taboo motivational speaker, but I'm just being honest. Do not give up. If you learn this skill and master it, you will not be mad at yourself in a couple of years. I guarantee it. But you have to look at it like that. You have to look at it as not just a get rich quick scheme. There is a lot of work that has to be done to be able to become proficient in trading, and that's just the honest truth about it. Like I said, this journaling, studying different charts, different correlating assets, studying your strategy in general, back testing, there's a lot of work that has to be done, and the person who's putting in more work is going to end up being the successful one out of the two. Pick which one you want to be and just make it happen. But either way, I've been talking for a while now. Thank you so much for watching this video. You haven't liked, make sure you leave a like, leave a comment. Tell me if you're on your trading journey and you are experiencing these same thoughts that I've been experiencing. I want to build a community of people who are real. I'm tired of all this fake stuff on the internet. So obviously, people don't want to be posting their losses all the time, but it's what happens in these markets. You're bound to lose, and there's no way around that. But like I said, let me know down in the comments what type of thoughts you're having, what your trading journey has been like, how long you've been trading. Follow me on Instagram. Put in the work, because that's something that you can't get past in trading. It's just not gonna happen. You have to put in the work if you want to become successful in this. Like any other profession, like I like to say, you can't expect to become a surgeon or any type of other profession without putting in the work. You have to put the work in. And same thing with trading. You could come into trading and start trading demo and think, oh, this is easy because you made a couple $100s. But then once you start taking it seriously, coming down on your strategy and forming your strategy, live trading, a completely different story. But I've become numb at this point. I've been listening to a lot of successful traders, and they just all talk about how when they get to the point where they're just numb and they're like, okay, I followed all my rules, but the market didn't go my way. I don't care. Take me out. I will sit on the sidelines, wait for my next opportunity. If it's part of my plan to take more than one trade a day, and then if I end up winning or losing that next trade, I am out of here. And they stick to that. So I become robotic with it to the point where I've been not caring much about what the result of my trade is. I've been just trying to take care of understanding why I lost the trade and blaming myself, taking accountability. But like I said, I've been talking too long. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.